So this is the product of going straight for months with craft shows and making products and stuff. So first of all, I'll start cleaning things and then we're gonna organize. Today's resin pour was a clear coat on that. We did a gold coat, and then we did some sky blue and all of this. So I just got back from the store today. I really quick stopped my homework that I was working on. I literally needed two things. The plan is to make chili in the crock pot, but we put the meat from the freezer to the fridge later last night, so the meat's not really defrosted. Either gonna go to the store for bread for sandwiches, which yeah, that would have been cheaper, but what would have been the fun in that? And since I had already planned to use the crock pot today, I just didn't think it was a big deal to need to use it for chicken instead of chili. And we can use it a second time this week. So I figured I would keep the ground beef in the fridge, and I figured either tomorrow or Thursday I would make the chili in the crock pot. So I went to the store. I really quick ran. Thank God. It took me like 20 minutes from like walking out the door to walking in the door. So I have no idea how short that Walmart trip was. It had to be like 5-10 minutes. So what I do is like season my broth and then I pour it in my crock pot. And then I put my crock pot on low. So because I didn't get the chicken in until like right about now, and it's about 1:46, so it's about 15 till 2 o'clock, I put it on high because I want it to be done by 6. And it says 3 to 4 hours on high, so we're gonna cook it for that. So what I decided is we're gonna make one of these with the chicken tonight. We're gonna use this pot. So let's see. We're gonna fill the saucepan 2/3 full. I'm gonna heat it to boiling. That is 2/3 full. And how I turn on my oven is with a pasta spoon. And why, you may ask, do I have to use the pasta spoon? This is inaccessible to me. So something that most people do every day, turning on their stove, I have to do like this. I put the heat on 7 because I want to get this boiled as fast as possible. After it boils, we're going to add the pasta from the box and gently boil uncovered for 12 minutes. I do love it when they have the pasta in a bag and not just a box. It's really helpful, honestly. We're gonna grab my grabber. My grabber. I'm just gonna knock it down. So I got the bowl down. Water is not boiling yet. I'm gonna start my dishwasher. So it'll be clean by the time it's time to eat dinner. Okay, he just never started it. Okay, it happens. We got the soap in there, we forgot to hit start. We have about 6-ish minutes left on our boil of the noodles, which means is as while pasta is cooking, stir together seasoning and crouton blend this with oil and water. Move the trash away as we go. And okay, so on my fridge I have a little kitchen conversion thing. It's really great because I can't find my tablespoon measuring cup, but I did find my teaspoon. So I'm gonna pour my water in. 2, 3. And then the box says 1/4 of a cup. This is the 1/4 of a cup of olive oil. Put that there for now. I'm going to pour the olive oil in this little mixture. Take my fork and whisk her up. Okay, so it has finished cooking, or at least boiling. First we turn that off. We're gonna knock out and this says to rinse it with cold water, which hurts every part of my soul. bell peppers in. Okay. We're gonna pour our seasoning mixture. Mix it up. And that is pasta salad from a box. You always wrap things or cover it in something. And now I'm putting it in the fridge. So right now, I have been working on this since about 9 a.m. I want to say actually closer to 9:30. So from 9:30 to 11, and then noon to about 1 o'clock, I have been working on this. One of my assignments for my PE course is we have to write a 10-day lesson plan, so a unit plan. And I wrote day 1 and 2, I did the whole thing, and then I just kept working on it without waiting for feedback because I'm stupid, but it is very much my brain can only handle one big assignment at a time. We have like 10 big assignments and I'm trying to get this one done at least. And so I wrote it out and she gave me feedback. And so what I did was I printed her feedback. And the highlights are like direct things that I was thinking of. And the rest of it, like, she's commenting to answer my questions. So I printed my draft. It's a draft now. And I basically took my draft and I took her notes because her notes are in Go React, which is like this web platform where you can share your screen, you can record, you record yourself, and the camera records you, you can upload documents and everything, but it does not save it to the computer unless you tell it to, which I should very much do. Either way, so I took the draft and I printed out the page that I had the draft lesson plan of the first day, and then I printed out the assessment I had for that day, which I made my assessment after turning it in, which everybody did that. Thankfully it wasn't just me, and we all just uploaded it without the assessment because we hadn't been told to do that part. But I mean, if we would have read all of the template and the assignment, we would have saw that the assessment had to be in there. So I basically took my lesson plan and I took the feedback she gave me first and edited everything. But part of the assessment, she wants us to put the assessment activity description and then assessment directions for the person assessing and the person being assessed. Being assessed. So, like, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 pages of a lesson plan, and I didn't even print my skills, like my skill cues, which I've shown you in a previous vlog what I was working on. So it's a lot, and this is 10 whole days, and it's taken me let's just say 9:30 to 11 to an hour and a half, like 2.5 hours, and I'm still not even done with the first lesson plan of all my edits. Thankfully, all I have left is to add in my assignment activity descriptions and the instructions for the assessor and the assessed. So it is 2:20 now. My goal is to be finished with this by 3 o'clock. I'm not going to work on the skill cues if I have extra skill cues like that I've edited and added. I'm not going to work on that right now. I'm just trying to get the basic part of day 1 done, and then I'm going to download this section from this document and email it to her. Be like, can you give me feedback before I keep editing? So we'll see where we go from there. cool. Okay, I just finished 2 things. I just decided to get a second thing done while I was working on it. In my lesson plan, the first tab, because I have like 3 tabs per lesson day, I have the lesson plan day, like the whole lesson plan. Then I have the skill cues, then I have the assessments for the lessons, just like where all my rubrics and stuff are. Between those 3 pages, I went from 11 pages total to 25 for a lesson plan. And I think that's just nuts because we all joked that nobody writes a lesson plan this long. And I don't know, it's just crazy how much I had to write for this. I sent the first day's lesson over to my professor to see if she could look over it and give me some feedback on it so I can continue. It is 3:30 and I just finished the slides for my reflection. So every other week you hear about me talking about this. And every week last summer. So I use slides for my reflections. This week I had 4 MVPs, and our MVPs are our most, it's supposed to be like the most valuable quote you learned of the day. So 4, we do so we have like, this is what it is. It's the what, the so what, and the now what. So the so what's like, what's it saying? What is this saying? And it's like, what's it making you think of? So I just have all of mine in the same doc. It's easier. And then we go to go react, and this is where everything is. So class 5. And click start activity. So I always name it like my name, the week, and the class's reflection, and then we're gonna hit start. We're gonna hit continue to recorder because we want to record this. And then what I do is I split my screen so I can always see my screen right there. But then what you do is click share screen, then you share it, and then once that loads, then you go to slideshow, and it puts in full screen here and full screen here. So I'm gonna record. Y'all are not gonna watch this, but I'm gonna record this really quick, and then hopefully I can make it last 10 minutes. So the goal is to be done by 4:40. If I can make it last 8 minutes, that'd be great. Okay, I got the reflection done. It took me 10 minutes, so it is now 3:44, so we did it. Now I'm going to put a timer on or a stopwatch and see how long it takes me to get through this presentation that I have for tomorrow, because there's certain points I want it to get to. So tomorrow I am teaching a clay workshop at the school with 7th and 8th graders. I have 12 slides. I want to get through in order to even start the activity, and then I have 3 slides at the end for after the activity. So I'll show you what I got. So we're teaching a clay cast. So CAST at my school stands for Creativity, Action, and Service. So we are working with polymer clay. If you didn't know, I actually teach a polymer clay workshop. I mainly host it in Hennepin County libraries, but I also teach it in schools when they let me. So like, we're gonna learn marbling tomorrow. And of course we have our norms, which norms just means like your expectations or rules. And then I have what is marbling, so we have a definition. I have a video for how to, because I figured a video on the projector was a lot better than trying to show my hands. So I found a video, and then I made a polymer clay project planning sheet. So I made that, and I'm just going to walk them through this because I did not have them do it last week. So I was just all kerfuffled with not having a speaker and what I was going to do, and I completely forgot my plan. And then I have some inspo pics because we are learning marbling, so like kind of do a couple things. And then it'll be 10-minute timer because they're going to take their planning sheets. They're going to take their planning sheets. I'm going to give them 10 minutes to plan. And then this is the last bake because I do want the last bake to be finished out of the oven by 3:50 because that's when school ends. And then I'm giving them a selection of movies. They had to be on Disney Plus because that's what I have right now. And then I have like this movie reel countdown for the count of 3. And then it'll be movie time, so I'll get the movie up. And then afterward, we're going to have a group share out what are things we're proud of, what are some of the projects. I need to add one for reflection sheet, so I need to add that here. Nope. I need to add that here. So this will be our reflection worksheets. So we'll figure that out. It'll be something kind of like this slide. Like on this sheet, this is what you're going to do. And then we'll have a group share out. I have a couple questions for them. I'm going to introduce what we're doing next week. So actually, I think our final bake has to be at 3 o'clock to make all this happen. To make all of it happen and run smoothly, the final bake has to be at 3. So movie time, reflection, share out. And then next week, we're going to texture clay with household items. So I'm giving them homework to bring some different items. I will also bring some items for the kids that didn't bring any. And then we have care for the environment, which is the thing we do at the end of the school day. So I'm going to run through this as if it is really, like as if I'm really presenting it real quick. And I'm going to time myself where I have an idea of how long it's going to take up until here. Because then I need to figure out the movie. Today we're going to do a clear pour on this layer. I put the flowers in last night, but just didn't do any resin. We're going to do a light blue layer. I'm going to use this light blue on this. We're going to see kind of what else we make from it. I want to be able to make a bookmark. And possibly a pair of skeleton earrings out of this blue. We'll see what I can make. Okay, so we did the clear layer on that, and then we did the light blue layer, light blue, and light blue there.